Every time we flew away with the Doctor, we'd just become part of his life. But he never stood still long enough to become part of ours. Except once. The year of the slow invasion. The time the Doctor came to stay.
What is up, guys? Murgaman4 here, back with another episode, Doctor Who episode review. And so, as always, let's get into the summary. Amy and Rory have tried to adjust to normal life without traveling with the Doctor. One day, billions of small black cubes appear around the globe, but they appear to be inert and invulnerable. The Doctor arrives to help, having been alerted by news stories. Unit storms the Pond's house soon after in response to the Doctor's arrival. The unit force is led by scientific advisor Kate Stewart, the daughter of the Doctor's friend and former unit commander, Brigadier Lethbridge Stewart. Kate explains that they have no idea of the purpose of the cubes and hopes the Doctor can help. After several days of watching the cubes without anything out of the ordinary occurring, the Doctor decides there is no problem and puts Rory's father, Brian, in charge of watching the cubes as he returns and departs in the TARDIS. Over the following year, Amy and Rory live out their lives, making commitments despite not knowing if they will always be around. The Doctor visits them at their wedding anniversary party and takes them on a trip for 7 weeks, though returns them a few minutes after leaving. Brian notices their absence and, in private, asks the Doctor the fate of his previous companions. The Doctor admits that while most had left on their own or were left behind, some have died, but promises that will not happen to Amy or Rory. Humanity forgets about the cubes' arrival and use them as paperweights and similar mundane functions. Unknown to anyone at the hospital where Rory works, a young girl with a cube controls a pair of identical orderlies with distorted faces to capture a few selected patients. A year after their arrival, the cubes start to activate, scanning the world's information networks and acting in self-defense. The Doctor realizes that the cubes are part of a slow invasion. While Rory and Brian go to the hospital to help those injured by the cubes, the Doctor and Amy are summoned to the unit headquarters under the Tower of London, where Kate shows them several cubes under investigation, every single one behaving in a different fashion. The cubes then simultaneously display the number 7 and slowly count down. Meanwhile, at the hospital, Brian is taken by the two orderlies to a lift, where they disappear. Rory soon follows and finds that the back of the lift is a portal to a spaceship in Earth's orbit. The cubes all open when they reach zero, appearing empty, but soon reports of people dying from cardiac arrest appear from around the globe. The Doctor finds that one of his own hearts has stopped and realizes that the cubes send out an electrical impulse that killed about 1/3 of the human population. Kate's team traces a communication from the cubes to 7 different outposts across the world, including one at Rory's hospital, and the Doctor and Amy race there. Amy uses a defibrillator to restart the Doctor's heart. They find the girl, who the Doctor realizes is an android, and disable her before locating the lift in the portal. Aboard the ship, Amy and Rory rescue Brian while the Doctor encounters a hologram of a member of the Chakri, who, according to Gallifreyan legend, were self-appointed pest controllers in the universe. The Chakri states that he and 6 other ships tied to the other outposts are there to wipe out humanity before it spreads across the galaxy, and prepares to launch a second wave of cubes to kill even more before disappearing. The Doctor uses the ship's computer to reverse the shock of the cubes gave to the original victims, restoring them, and the 3 escape the ship before the feedback from the cubes causes it to explode. As the world recovers, the Doctor prepares to leave when Brian insists that Amy and Rory go with him, stating the adventures they have with him are a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. He tells the Doctor to just bring them back safe. The 3 say goodbye to Brian and depart in the TARDIS. So, The Power of 3. Not the best episode, not even close. My rating of it would be 2.5 stars, one of the lowest ratings of a Doctor Who episode I've ever given. I just didn't like this episode. there were some good stuff. I enjoyed the idea of the cubes. Also, Brian Williams, Rory's dad, is back. And I also like how the Doctor acts when he has absolutely nothing to do. That's very good. But there's not really anything else that I really care about. I mean, unit returns, yes, but they're not really that good in my opinion. It's pretty boring. It's a boring episode in my opinion. I keep saying in my opinion, which is starting to get annoying, which is annoying myself. So back to the episode review. Yeah. One other good thing though is at the end when Brian tells the Amy and Rory to go with the Doctor, and he says just to bring them back safe. That's a nice foreshadowing to the next episode where Amy and Rory leave as companions. I won't reveal what happens to them or how they leave until the next episode review if you have not seen the episode. So the Power of Three, not really worth a rewatch at all. I would only rewatch it if you had to or something, or if you wanted to rewatch all the episodes, or other than that, I wouldn't just rewatch it for fun. Pretty boring episode. Nothing really much happens. And as I said, it is great that Brian returns, but he has really nothing to do but watch cubes. The enemy is poor. He is just, once again, boring. Yeah, most of the episode is just boring stuff. And also, I mean, the idea of this slow invasion is cool, I guess, but I don't know why, but I just don't like the fact that that the whole episode takes place over a year. I don't like that. I mean, sure, the Last of the Time Lords, the Sound of Drums and the Last of the Time Lords did do that, but they reversed that year and stuff. And also, it wasn't, a year of, the Companion and stuff, Companion and everyone, really, watching cubes. That's basically what the whole beginning and stuff is, and maybe middle, can't remember how far into it the cubes revealed themselves was. But also one other thing I do like is how all the different cubes have stuff, and it was pretty funny when the Doctor is playing Wii Sports and doing all those things when he was trying to not be bored watching the cubes. So, yeah. I think that's about it. As I said, not really worth a rewatch at all. If you have not seen it, I know, some people, when there are episodes that they dislike a lot, they normally say don't ever watch it if you haven't seen it before. Let me say this: if you have not seen a Doctor Who episode, even if it's bad, you should watch it, because reviews is someone's opinion. The Power of Three being not a good episode at all is just my opinion. You are entitled to yours. If you enjoyed the episode, post in the comments if you enjoyed it, and yeah. So definitely do watch it if you have not seen it before, but I wouldn't recommend rewatching it. It's not really worth one. But I think that's about it. Pretty quick episode review. So, Murderman 4, over and out. See you guys later.